me a clap. All right, cool. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of So I Heard You Like Movies. My name is Ian, and join me is my co-host, Nick.
Hello.
And on the first episode, we have a guest for some of the episode, my brother, Brandon.
Pilot guest, baby. We're breaking down walls.
I know. Got a guest right in the first episode. So popular already. So just real quick before we get into everything, I just want to explain how the podcast is going to work. Each episode, how the normal structure will be is at the beginning, we'll read some movie news, we'll talk about it briefly, and then we'll go into reviewing the movies. And the way we're going to do that is one of us is going to see a movie one week, and we're going to try and convince the other to go see that movie. And then the following week, we will talk about the movie. So the convincing will serve kind of as like a spoiler-free review, and then that gives everybody time to go see the movie for like a week, and then you come back and listen to the spoiler-filled review. And so that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to reverse it. Since it's the first episode, we want to try and get the timing down. We're going to do the reviews first and then the news. So, Nick, you just saw a movie recently.
Yes.
What movie did you see?
Well, it was a good movie. It's called It. It's about this clown likes to terrorize children, obviously. It's a remake of the original one, like the TV miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that one?
I have seen that one. We watched it about a month ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one at all. So when I saw it, I was kind of just like, oh, shit, this is pretty intense. But I would say it's a pretty good movie to watch because for the most part, it's better than most horror movies. That's what I find, because this was a lot different than all the other like typical like
In what way?
modern horror movies.
In what
Like
way?
There's actually a story to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So like
It's not like
that
Paranormal
was,
Activity or anything?
yeah, you know, it's no Paranormal Activity where it's just like, oh, here's a ghost and it's just gonna attack people and stuff. There's like a story to it with like the kids in the movie and stuff.
There's a like a mythology, a mythos, like a I'm trying to think, like there's like a universe where there's rules in that universe that are established, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty
And it's
much.
not just kind of like this is the boo for no reason.
Yeah. Like when
Cool.
there's a jump scare, there's a reason for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. Oh man, I
Yeah.
can't stand horror movies where that's all it is. It's just jump scares.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they're sort of fun to watch, but it's like sometimes you expect the jump
They're
scares.
well, it's not only that. It's just I find those are incredibly boring.
Yeah.
It's just the movie as a whole is boring, and every now and then you just kind of gasp.
Yeah.
But, like, me personally, like, I like jump scares in a movie. Like, they keep you on the edge of your seat. Like, it's good. It's suspenseful when you're waiting for, like, a jump scare. But I hate when movies, like...
That's the whole movie?
When, like, they depend on jump scares for their scares.
Yeah, I
and they're
agree
just
completely.
littered with them. And it just gets too obvious. And it just loses, like, the suspense and the whole effect of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. We're like, I like horror movies where the horror is from the story and not from like what you're watching.
Yeah, I agree.
hmm
Like, a great example is The Exorcist. That's a horrifying movie, but not because it's just jump scare after jump scare after jump scare. It's because the story is terrifying.
hmm
Not so
sheer
much
thought
anymore,
of
but
it.
I mean, originally. What were you saying?
Just the sheer thought of just the story, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's cool. All right, sounds good. Now Nick, you convinced me so well just now that Brandon and I left to go watch this movie in theaters, and then we came back and finished recording this episode. And what I mean by
really?
that is we all already watched the movie, and we just
Just
now.
20 seconds ago, we
Just
just
now.
watched the movie.
we traveled
Yeah,
back in time.
while I was convincing you, you already saw it.
You
Like off camera, Josh sneezed, and by the time he was done with his sneeze, we were back and we already finished. The movie.
What? Who's Josh?
Oh yeah, Josh, Nick. Sorry, fuck.
Well, no problem.
Yeah, no, Nick. The second you opened your mouth to convince us, I was already convinced. So we left, and man, it took him like 2 hours to convince us, but I cut it down pretty
yeah.
short. So now we're gonna just talk about the movie. Spoiler, completely not worrying about spoilers. I don't know if we're going to do a rating system. I have no idea how this is going to work. We're just going to kind of talk about it. Overall, what did you guys think of the movie?
It was pretty good. Wait, so are we doing spoilers?
Yeah, this is all full on.
Okay.
Yeah. What did you guys
All
just in general? What did you guys think of the movie?
I loved it.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, same here.
So Nick,
I thought it was great.
you haven't seen the original one.
I haven't, and I wasn't really scared by this new one. Not gonna lie.
Oh wow. Well, okay.
It was suspenseful, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like.
No, that's
I
what
knew where the jump scares were. The trailers gave them all away.
See,
pretty much.
I told you, Nick. I told you.
I know.
Listen. So I
I
had.
saw the trailer before we were even gonna do this podcast.
Okay, all right.
That's the thing.
That's all right. I had told Nick not to watch trailers anymore. I'm like, if we're gonna do this podcast, don't watch trailers. If you're
Yeah,
gonna
when I
watch
go to
one,
see a movie.
yeah, if you're gonna go see a movie, don't watch trailers. Just watch
Close
the
your
first one if you really need to. And then yeah, but so I had.
What if it's a?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. If it's what if it's like a 30-second TV ad?
I mean, just kind of do your best.
Yeah.
So yeah, what did you? What were some parts that stood out to you, Nick?
The I like that sewer scene. Obviously, that was pretty good.
There's a few. Which one?
Oh, the like the first one with Georgie when
Oh, at the
the
sewer
boat.
grate. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
like I was not expecting his arm to get bit off. I was just like,
That was single-handedly one of the most shocking scenes I've ever seen in a movie ever.
So in the original movie, Nick, what happens in that scene? It's more or less the same exact scene, with the
Yeah.
exception of when Georgie reaches his hand in, it just cuts to Pennywise, and it's so corny, but it's just Pennywise, and then he's got sharp teeth, and he's just slowly moving towards the camera, and he's making kind of like a sound, and it's the corniest thing.
It was like it's 90s, so it's cheesy.
Yeah, but not only was it
made for
90s,
TV.
but it was made for TV.
Yeah, it was made for TV. There was no gore. Plus, I think even if they did it, the budget was bad for it, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't.
No, there was
But that-
I was talking with somebody at work today, and she was saying how when she was at the movie, the part where Eddie is being chased by the leper, 3 people had stood up and said they just ruined a classic and walked out of the movie.
really?
I'm like, and she told me that. I was heated. I was like, why would you walk out of a movie ever?
Exactly. I paid good money for this movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, like, was there anything particular? Like, why were they like? What upset them about?
I
that
have
part?
no idea, dude.
Was
How
that
do
in
you-
the book? I'm pretty sure that was in the book.
Yeah, it was. Yep. This is actually a lot more faithful to the book than the TV miniseries is. There were
Yeah,
some
'cause they
things
put
changed.
some-
There were some things changed. Like I remember reading that they wanted to change some of the things that scared people, like some of the things that happened, like the fears that people had. They wanted to change it a bit so that people who have read the book are still surprised by all the spooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like there's another part where in the sewer where the bully is going in with like the fire.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, I guess, which I haven't read the book, so anything I talk about the book, this is just what I've heard. The monster from the Black Lagoon, I think, is the creature from the Black Lagoon or something like that. That's what comes after him and not zombies. But the movie takes place in that.
No,
What?
that was What was his name? I can't think of his name. You're talking about the one that went in the sewers.
Yeah, but he's one of the
Just
bullies. He's not Henry.
Yeah,
it's not Henry, but it's one of the bullies.
Yeah, it's one of his friends.
Yeah.
That was what was his name?
I don't remember. It's not Belch.
I think
know
it was-
that.
No, it wasn't Belch. It was Patrick.
Patrick.
That was
okay.
his name.
Yeah.
Patrick.
So when he was in it, like it's zombies instead because kids in the 1989 are not watching Creature from the Black Lagoon or whatever it was called.
Mm-hmm.
It was like he didn't get killed. He got killed by leeches in the book. Belch was the one that got killed by the. I think was it Black Lagoon? I think he got killed by. I don't know.
Oh well, like I said,
I
hadn't
think it was
read the book.
Patrick. He got killed by leeches in the book. and
Okay,
They changed, but they did change it up.
but speaking of that scene, I guess just Pennywise in general. Every time he was on screen, I loved what they did with the camera. Like all of the editing when Pennywise was on screen, I just adored.
The
Sure.
cinematography.
The
right?
cinematography,
Is that a good-
yeah,
is that a
the
good word for it?
cinematography was really cool, and just the visual effects were incredible. Like that part in the sewer with Patrick when the balloon popped and suddenly
Oh,
Pennywise
God.
is behind the pop.
And he was behind it. Yeah.
I was sitting in my seat like that was fucking great. That's the best thing I've seen all day.
You whispered to me. You said that was awesome.
I did.
You whispered to me. You said that was awesome.
That's right. I forgot I did that. Oh,
I was
man.
waiting so long for that balloon to pop. I was like,
I
how
knew
come
it
it
was
hasn't
gonna
popped
happen.
already?
I saw it coming. I braced myself. For
I
it.
was expecting blood to just go everywhere, but then Pennywise showed up, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, cut to the chase there with that one.
Sure.
Yeah. What else? At the end when Beverly is like in his realm or whatever it was, and he starts dancing, but his
Oh
head
god,
is.
that was terrifying.
But his
That
head,
was
head was still, and the rest of the camera was moving.
Yeah, I know.
I love that shit. That was so good.
I know,
They
but
did-
that was
they
a
did
scary
that-
scene in the movie. His
They
dancing.
did that thing that they do with the camera. Like what they do
It tracks
is
the
like
face.
they had him there dancing, and they zoom in on him with the camera, and like the camera gets closer to him, and then they like cut away to like a calmer scene, and then they like cut back to him dancing, and it just keeps getting closer and
Oh,
closer
yeah,
and
yeah,
cutting
yeah.
away and getting closer.
Yeah, that was
Like
really good.
I just love when movies do that. Like I watched a movie, what's it called? Dead Silence. They did that same thing with it. I just love it. It's just so creepy.
Yeah,
Just the way they just zoom in on him, cut away, go back, zoom in.
I think
It's
they
just,
did.
and the music kicks up. They had the carnival music in the background.
Oh,
the background
yeah!
went faster.
Oh, that was
and it
fucking
kicked
great.
Up.
That was great.
Oh,
Um,
it was well done.
and when he was chasing Richie in that room with all the all the clowns, when he was chasing Richie, it was like
Oh, yeah.
it was tracking his face again, and it was doing the same effect. And I was like, "Fuck, that's so good." It was such a good effect.
Sure.
They used like a lot of CGI in this movie, but it didn't look.
It was
I thought it looked.
it was necessary CGI.
Yeah, it didn't look bad either. I don't think it looked bad.
Oh, I really like when whenever Pennywise was bleeding, how the blood kind of floated upwards.
Like if
Sure.
Like after Beverly stabbed him like in the head when they were in the house.
Oh well, they all. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And like when it was on the door, it was like dripping upwards too.
They did that when it
Yeah.
spilled out of the sink, right? It all like floated up.
Well, I mean that
Like
was
when the
kind of
blood
just
came out
like
of the sink?
shooting out of the sink.
I didn't
Oh,
think it
yeah.
was gonna be blood coming out of the sink. I thought it was gonna be a whole bunch of hair. Not gonna lie.
Well, in the original one, it is a balloon fills out, like a balloon inflates out of the drain, and then
In
it
the
pops and
miniseries,
it's
yeah.
blood. So in the original one, like it's just like that little sink area is covered in blood, but like in this one, it was oh my god. Which actually about that scene, one thing I thought was really clever. So earlier in the movie, you saw Beverly was buying tampons, so like clearly she's going through that whole situation. She gets home and her dad like sees the tampon, so he like knows that she's going through that. So when she's freaking out about the blood, in his head, he's just like, "Oh, she's just having her period for the first time. She's just freaking out because of that." But I was like, "Holy shit!" Like she's freaking out about all this blood that is covering the bathroom, and he has no idea what she's talking about.
They did a good job playing that whole period thing like into it.
Oh yeah, that was
So, like-
that was in the original. It was just like she freaks out, runs to her dad, and she's like, "Oh, I thought I saw a spider," and that's it. And then he's like,
yeah,
yeah.
this was better compared to that. Like
Oh.
I like how they worked that in.
Honestly, I can't think of something in the original in the miniseries that is better than this one.
Me neither. Like, what really like stuck out to this movie for me was like when there was no scenes with bullies or Pennywise, and it was just the kids. Like I thought it was just gonna be boring.
I completely agree with you.
Because the kids in the original, there wasn't much there wasn't much personality to them. Like I didn't really enjoy, like it was boring to me.
Oh,
when there was
actually-
no clown or bullies.
One thing
Mhm.
One thing I do think this one did worse than the original was Stan and Mike. I felt like they were kind of just there.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
didn't do much.
I don't think Stan did much in the original, did he?
He stood out to me more in the original than he did in this one. I feel like I remember because Richie and Stan were like what it seemed to me is they were like best friends. In the original one, they were kind of just always together, always like going back and forth with each other.
Yeah.
In this one, it's kind of seemed just like Stan was just kind of there.
Because Richie like introduced Stan in the original.
Yeah. Dude, Richie. All right,
In this one, Stan was with them like the whole time.
You guys wanna
Like,
talk about each of
in
the
the
kids?
first scene at the school.
Sure.
All right. So, who's your favorite of the kids?
Oh, it's a tough one.
Mine's easy.
I don't know. Richie and Eddie. Richie and Eddie were so like the
Okay.
chemistry between Richie and Eddie, like when they were in the sewers, and Eddie's like freaking out over the gray water, and Richie's just
He's like
it.
sniffing a stick.
The chemistry between them.
Yeah.
Like I heard you bust like Eddie's like, you ever heard of a staph infection? And Richie said, I'll show you a staph infection. And you busted out laughing next to me.
Oh.
The chemistry between them was so good.
Yeah, no, it was great. I think Richie's probably my favorite character just because he was like
Same here.
he was like making jokes. Where actually Eddie was hilarious too, but not because he was making jokes, just because of the way he was reacting to things.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's just go over each of the characters. So, what do you guys think about Richie as a whole, as a character?
Great actor.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh
That's one thing that like every review I've seen for this movie has said is that the kids did a fantastic job. This review is no different. Those kids did a fantastic job. Even
It really did.
Yeah.
even Georgie, like he even killed it.
Yeah.
God, that scene. That like I don't think I've ever seen. I've never seen a scene in a movie in theaters that just dropped my jaw like that scene did.
I thought it was
going
gonna
to cut into this movie with like a 50-50 mindset. Like my brain was telling me like, Brandon, this is an R-rated movie. This isn't a made-for-TV movie. We're going to see this little fucker get his arm bitten off, and it's going to be brutal. It's going to be disgusting. It's going to be gruesome. But my heart told me this is the 6-year-old child getting his arm bitten off by a clown. Like, there's no way they can show this without it being controversial.
Yeah.
And like, I just kept going back and forth with myself.
Oh yeah,
And when they just cut the bullshit and they showed it, I lost, like, I was thinking about life for 10 minutes. Like, I couldn't even, like, pay attention to what was going on. Like, I was just dazed. It was great. It was awesome.
Yeah, I don't think like a bunch of other movies like nowadays do that, or like any movies really ever, because
show kids getting hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Violence
no,
on
never.
They're
kids,
too
yeah.
scared to see that.
Honestly, I can't think of another one that does that. There's probably one that I've seen, but I just off the top of my head I can't think of one.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, I
It
don't know.
was terrifying. Just
Yeah.
watching him crawl away with his arm.
That's the
with his-
part that fucked me up. Like seeing him get bit in the arm, fine. I thought they were gonna cut away from that. Like it was just gonna Pennywise was gonna bite him on the arm, and then it was gonna cut away, and you're gonna be like, oh shit, what happened?
Well, they did cut away on the bite.
No. But what I'm saying is, I thought they were gonna like he bit him, and then they cut away, and that's the end of the scene. But
that's what I was thinking.
yeah,
too. I
then
was
it
gonna
cut
say
to
that. That's what I
then
was
it cut
thinking.
to a fucking 5-year-old kid crawling away, screaming with one arm.
I thought they were gonna show him
was
reaching into
horrified.
the sewer. I thought they were gonna play us, and it was just gonna it was gonna be him reaching into the sewer, and they were gonna like cut to like a black screen with like the title of the movie. And they
Oh,
were
that
gonna
would've
cut
been-
to,
it
like,
actually would've
Supergirl
been-
after or whatever. I thought that's what they were gonna do.
That would have been pretty cool to see, but yeah, no, oh god. And then another thing was like how he just reached out and pulled him in. Fuck, that
Yeah,
scene.
his arm.
Oh my god!
That
the
seems
way
so
that
long.
fucking just creeped out.
Yeah,
That was like, oh.
that scene fucked me up. I was like, I was. That's like the second scene of the movie, and I'm sitting there like, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Just him getting his arm bitten off killed me enough, and as soon as Pennywise's arm reached out of the sewer, I said, no. Like, I knew what was going to happen.
it was
just so much for me.
Oh gosh.
What
What
him
did
yelling Bill's name as soon as he got dragged into the sewer. Oh,
so before you saw Pennywise in the movie or in any trailers, did you see a picture of him like before any of that?
I did.
What did you when you first saw him? What did you think? Like when you saw the makeup.
I was like, oh, it looks a lot scarier than the old one, because I've seen pictures of the
Yeah.
old one. The old one looks like the type of clown you hire at your birthday party.
Exactly.
exactly, yeah.
That was one thing that I was really worried about this movie, because like the original one, the reason why seeing Pennywise is scary is because the character is scary, not because he looks scary. But this one, when I saw a picture of this Pennywise, I was like, oh, come on, they're trying way too hard now.
Yeah.
But after seeing the movie, it fucking worked.
Like,
Yeah,
if you
right,
walked in like, the middle of the miniseries and you saw Pennywise, like, you would think this is, like, just a regular ass, like,
Yeah, exactly.
horror movie. Like, you think it's a regular clown.
Yep.
And this movie, like, if you walked into the middle of this movie, you would know.
You would
Like, he looks like a threat. Like
Like
he
if-
looks.
like if you take a 6-year-old kid and put him in between these two clowns, he's gonna run towards the Tim Curry Pennywise.
Yeah. He looks.
But at the same, like, and another thing that the actor Bill Skarsgård, who was playing Pennywise, wanted to make sure is he, like, the voice that he did. I wasn't sure about it at first, but then, like, throughout the movie, it grew on me. He had made it a point to not try and replicate what Tim Curry had done, because I think the quote was like, I didn't want to be an echo of his performance or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like that.
He
like wanted to bring something new to the table.
Yeah, he killed it. He did such a good job.
I think he did great. He was creepy. It worked, man. It worked. And the way they had him like bend and like
contort
when he like moved, like when he came out of like what was it, the fridge?
Yeah,
when he came out and he was like all bent.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh no, that was so nasty.
And he was all tall, and they made him tall and everything, and they had like claws come out. That was.
I like the projector scene. That was hilarious.
Okay, I am pissed that I saw that in a trailer.
Well, you didn't see the whole thing. You didn't see like him come out in 3D.
No, but you saw the best part of that, which was the reveal with the hair.
Yeah.
Like I was in the, like, it was a preview. I was in the movies and I saw the preview for this, and I think that's the only one I saw. But it was like you saw the slide, and then it started to get faster and faster and faster and faster, and then like the hair's blowing and you see his face reveal. That was probably my favorite shot of, like, that's probably my favorite like reveal of Pennywise in this entire movie.
Yeah, true.
And that jump scare after that scene.
That's the one.
That's the one that got me.
Like, I saw you. Like, that's the one where like I heard you react. Like, that's the only scene I heard you like react like you were scared. Like, I don't know what you did. I forgot what you did, but I remember it scared you.
I think I just shouted motherfucker. I think that's what I did.
As soon as he froze on the projector, I knew they were gonna hit us with something.
I genuinely thought that was the end of the scene. Like, it was just that, and then he popped out, and I was like, motherfucker.
They had him like freeze on like the projector screen. They had him like he was frozen, like looking at Bill, and there was like the motion blur, and it froze on that one scene. I was like, "There's no, they're gonna get us. They're gonna try to get us with something," and they did. And he popped up on the screen with his teeth, like he had like the sharp teeth, and he popped up and he came out of the screen. It was
That was so. All right, so what did you guys think about Richie as a character? Did we go over this?
Yes.
Like, he's good actor. He had a full arc in that movie. Like, he was a silly guy, and then there was a part where he's like, Bill, you're fucking insane, I can't do this, and then at the end he was like, all right, Bill, you're my friend, we gotta do this.
I love how dirty they made him compared to
the man, he was so funny, dude.
Because, the original, he was like, with the corny made for TV jokes. This one, he swore in almost every line he did, and all the it was good because they actually act like they were very real as like kids.
They're supposed to be like 12, I think, right?
Because those are like the same jokes that kids would make.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The mother jokes and swearing in almost every sentence.
The rock fight scene.
When he said rock fight and got beamed over the head, that was perfect. What stuck out to me the most was right before that rock fight was, what was it, when the boys were beating up Mike, and Mike looked over and he saw Pennywise like looking at him.
Oh, and he waved with the arm.
He had the arm in his hand and he waved it at him. That was, oh my god.
True.
So
you guys have seen
crazy.
Stranger Things, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
I know it's the same kid from it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, I didn't know until the movie, like until I watched it. Like even seeing the trailer, I didn't even know it was him.
Honestly, neither did I. I had no idea until like afterwards when
because he's wearing glasses in the movie.
Yeah.
It somehow got me. I was like, what?
I mean, hey, if Superman can do it.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of Beverly?
I'm glad they didn't like do too much. Like, you know what I mean?
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the abuse thing. I'm glad they didn't go into that.
That was so uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
That is probably
they did a good job making it weird.
That was probably, no bullshit, the scariest part of the movie. I was like, every time it was her and her dad, I was like, are we about to see this right now? I don't want to see this. Please don't make me see this. That was the scary, like, the scariest part of movies for me are not like the clowns that can transform into your worst fear. It's the shit that can happen in real life.
Yeah.
And that fucked me. That was, oh my god, that fucked with me. But as a
It can
character,
happen in real life.
dude, she was a badass. She did everything in this movie.
Hmm.
She killed, like, she was the reason that Pennywise was stopped, because she, like, oh, she killed it, dude.
Yeah.
She rocked. What do you guys think of
It
Mike?
was fun watching the rest of the group like look at her with the scene where they're jumping off the
Oh,
whatever it was
oh
into the water.
yeah. Well, she's
Oh,
like,
that
all
was
looked
creepy.
well,
away
she's
as soon
tanning.
as she got up.
I heard there's one really weird
Yeah.
thing in the book.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad that wasn't there either.
I know,
Yes, me
dude.
too.
Like, what the, like, I'm never gonna read Stephen King in my life.
Yeah. Well, they can't show that. I don't.
No,
think.
I know they can't. I know they can't. But like,
That is illegal.
but no, I mean, you can get stunt doubles, but
Yeah.
the thing is, like, Stephen King wrote that in the book. If anybody listening doesn't know what we're referencing, look up how they defeat Pennywise in the book when they're kids, because I really don't feel I really don't feel like saying it. But Stephen King wrote that. He has to like imagine that to be able to write it.
Yeah. No, he's really messed up.
Yeah, someone needs to take this. Like, someone needs to take this man to jail or something. Someone needs to.
That's God, just a group hug.
Yeah,
would
I'm
have
kind of
worked.
surprised that's not like something like more controversial because like some people get arrested for like showing that kind of stuff, but he's writing it down, so
Yeah.
it's kind of the same thing if you think about it.
Yeah, that's whatever. Anyways,
Because he's thinking about it. So
what do you guys think of Mike?
wait, who was Mike again?
Mike
There's
was
too
the-
many kids in this.
Mike was the kid
Exactly.
who worked with the lambs.
Exactly. Who's Mike? They put Mike in the background
Yeah,
in this movie. I think
him
He
and
was a
Stan
lot
both.
more, like,
In the original movie,
important.
he wasn't in the original. I think in the book, I think he's the same in this one as he is in the book. But in the TV miniseries, he was the one. He was in school with them. He wasn't homeschooled, and he was the one that was all about like history.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave that to Ben.
Yeah, and they gave that to Ben, which that's what Ben was in the book.
You mean tits?
Yeah, tits.
That's what.
Yeah, Mike, man, it's really
That was so funny every single time they called him that. I was like, that's hilarious.
I really wish Mike did more, but it happens. I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, what was it? Seven in the Losers Club. So it's hard to like give them all.
right, you say that, but think of like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
There's what 5 of them, and like they each get their own moment to shine. I can't think of a moment where Mike was the one at the forefront.
Yeah, that's true.
And same thing with Stan. I can't think of a part where Stan was like stood out to me really.
They gave Stan like a couple lines showing how like he doesn't believe what's going on, but that's the most they gave him.
Yeah.
Like when he.
What did you guys? What do you guys think of Eddie?
Ugh. Eddie was so fun to watch.
I love it.
Eddie was awesome.
Oh,
dude.
He was the scared kid in the movie. You know how each horror movie has like that one really scared person? That was him.
Yeah, you're right.
The scared, sensible one.
Yep.
Yeah, the guy who's like, we shouldn't do this, guys, and the other ones are like, you know what? We're gonna go right into the trap.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
It's a horror movie.
There were some parts in this where I'm like, you're being attacked. Like, this guy is messing with you. Why would you follow this? Like when
Eddie was the one character who like
he
sort of like knew like
Yeah.
what they were doing was stupid.
Yeah.
Because he was just afraid of everything.
what'd you guys think of Stan? Did I already asked that.
Which one is Stan?
Stanley is the one with like the curly hair, the Jewish kid,
Pretty much, yeah.
the one who's
Yeah.
scared of the flute lady.
He's
And he
a
was
lot-
kind of just there too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
He didn't do much.
unfortunate. I mean, all these actors did a great job. It's just he didn't really do much in the movie, unfortunately.
Yeah, like when there's that many characters in a movie, it's hard to do that, you know?
He didn't do a bad job. He just didn't really.
He just wasn't given a chance to.
He wasn't given a chance
Do
to stick
more.
out.
What
Yeah.
about? What do you guys think of Ben?
Oh, he was good.
he played the awkward kid so well.
Oh yeah.
When he first met Bevy, he did
Oh,
so good.
when he walked away with his headphones still dragging behind him.
Yeah. New Kids on the Block.
Oh yeah. Oh, and that scene where she like closes the door and the poster's showing and everybody's in his
Posters in
room,
the back of the door.
and he just kind of shakes his head like, "No, please don't." Yeah, no, Ben was really cool. Yeah, no, Ben was awesome.
Really good job. Yeah.
What did you guys think of Bill? Arguably the main character.
Bill.
I think he did a really good job.
Yeah. I like him.
I believed all of his motivation. I believed everything he was doing, everything he wanted to do. I believed all of it.
Yeah.
Did a good job. Yeah.
What'd you guys think of Pennywise?
Oh, we already talked about this, but he's just really good.
He's
different. Yeah.
Great character.
He's different, but in
Good
the
job.
best way possible.
He was
Sure.
creepy, man.
There's
Very well
somebody I have on Snapchat was like, it wasn't as good as the original. I was like, you're insane if that's what you think. Listen,
People who think this isn't better than the original are like the people who are just disgusted at the idea of any remake being better than any original.
Yeah,
Those
I
people
agree.
Always just assume like the remake could win like 5 Oscars for movies,
yes.
Hmm.
and like the original could win like 5 Razzies. They're still going to be in their mind that the original is better than the remake.
Listen, if you're listening to this and you like the original better than the remake, that's fine. That's okay, but you're wrong.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but everyone is entitled to their opinion, but you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not right. It's just not. No,
Everyone can think what they want except about this movie, which it's the better. That's it.
this movie was just better in almost every single aspect than the
You guys want to hear about some other actors that were rumored to play Pennywise?
Oh,
I'm gonna list them off, and then you just give me your quick opinion on them.
Okay.
Like not on the actor, but as the actor in this role.
Okay.
Johnny Depp.
wow.
Hell no.
No,
I would have not liked Johnny. I don't like Johnny Depp, but
Yeah.
I can't stand Johnny
Yeah.
Depp anymore. I used to like him, but
Yeah. Hasn't he done like a clown type role before?
I mean all of
Oh
it.
yeah, Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Sort of.
kind of.
But this would have been a lot darker. He's more of like a happy type of guy,
What
I
about?
don't think
Go ahead, Brendan.
he'd do good in that. Who?
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton.
Who's that?
She was the ancient one in Doctor Strange.
Oh, wait, so she was gonna be the clown?
I think she could have done it. I think she would have.
Yeah.
I think she could have done it. She would have done a cool. I mean, most of these I would have been really interested to see.
Yeah.
I mean, the clown or Pennywise or it rather isn't really a male or female.
Yeah, you're right.
So
I think it's an it.
Yeah, I feel
It's just it,
people
yeah,
would have been
it.
mad though if it wasn't like the book.
yeah,
Still, so
Yeah, well,
fuck those people.
what about Richard Armitage? He was in. I'm looking at. He was in The Hobbit as Thorin. He was. I don't even know who he is, honestly. I just maybe you guys know. He was King Oleron in Alice Through the Looking Glass.
I did not see any of those movies. I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he could have done a
I
good
saw
job.
it, but I don't remember.
Maybe he could have done a good job. I'm not sure. Tom Hiddleston.
Loki?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not sure.
Listen. I would be very interested to see that,
Yeah.
but I don't like at face value. I'm like, no, probably not. But I would have been very interested to see that.
Sure.
He's a talented actor.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next, Jackie Earl Haley. He was in Watchmen as
Watchmen.
Rorschach. Hell yeah.
Like Freddy Krueger.
I
in
think
the
he-
remake.
I think he could have done a good job.
Yeah.
All right,
Sure.
ready for this one, Brendan? And Nick?
Hit me.
Is it Jared Leto?
No, it's not Jared Leto.
Okay.
God, though.
Jim Carrey.
I was literally thinking of him. That is nuts. I was thinking. I don't know why.
Maybe a comedy movie. That'd actually be great. It as a comedy.
That'd be awful.
Someone that's just loose and silly, and Jim Carrey is the loosest, silliest person or actor that I could think
I
of.
think he could have done the creepy, weird part of it, I think, really well.
Yeah.
He would have had too many bloopers of him like laughing and making.
Yeah, probably. Honestly,
He would have been more of like a Tim Curry Pennywise than the Bill Skarsgård, the new Pennywise.
Yeah,
He would have been more
probably.
like the old one.
Yeah, you're probably right on that.
It's so hard, like picturing these people as Pennywise, because even when I look at Bill Skarsgård, the
Dude!
guy who plays Pennywise now, like it's hard to see it.
I had
Like, they did such a good job with him.
I had seen Atomic Blonde in when it came, like I think the day it came out, and he was in that movie, and he has a big role in that movie. And when my sister was like, when I'm looking up, I was like, why does this guy look familiar? And she goes, he was in Atomic Blonde. I was like, who the hell was he in Atomic Blonde? And like looking at the Tim Curry Pennywise, you can see Tim Curry. Same thing with Heath Ledger's Joker. You look at now that like if you look at Heath Ledger and then you look at the Joker, you're like, okay, yeah, I can see. In this, I cannot see Bill Skarsgård at all. I had no idea that was him.
Sure.
I don't know what it was, like why he looks so like different.
I got another one for you. Kirk Acevedo? I don't know who he is. He was in some movies.
I don't know who that is either.
This next guy I think could have done a phenomenal job as Pennywise. Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
What was he in?
He was the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Oh, really?
He was
from
also
like the original Spider-Man.
He was also Ryuk in the Death Note movie.
Oh, he would have played like the old creepy Pennywise.
Yeah, I think he would have killed it. Paul Giamatti.
Why does that sound familiar?
Paul Giamatti. He was the one you probably know is Big Fat Liar.
He's a dude who goes blue.
Yes.
What?
He's actually he's actually an incredible actor though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That would have been interesting.
Next one is Hugo Weaving. You probably he was in Captain America as Red Skull. He's done other stuff too, but that's probably the one you guys know him from. He was also in Hacksaw Ridge as the father.
I don't think he would have done a good job.
The father in Hacksaw Ridge, like Desmond's like.
Yeah.
Really.
Yep.
He's creepy looking. He's kind of creepy looking.
He would have done. I think he would have done a good job with it.
Sorry,
Sure.
Hugo Weaving, if you're watching this, but he's like kind of like an unhinged looking guy. No offense.
I mean, listen, he played an alcoholic in Hacksaw Ridge, so yeah.
He did a good job.
Next is Doug Jones.
I mean, he did a good job in Hacksaw Ridge, but
oh yeah,
who?
Doug Jones. He was the Fauno in Pan's Labyrinth. He was Abe Sapien in Hellboy. He was what else? Let's see. Oh, I guess he's gonna be in. Oh wait, never mind. Something else. He could have done it. I mean, he's good with prosthetics and stuff, so he would have. He's played creepy looking characters before. All right, the last one out of everybody on this list, this is the one I can see least likely playing Pennywise, Channing Tatum.
What?
Yeah, these were all the people rumored to play. These weren't like in talks or anything. These were people who were rumored to play Pennywise.
Who would start a rumor that Channing Tatum
I have
is
no
going to play
idea.
Pennywise?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I just saw 22 Jump Street again the other day, and I can't see it.
I saw Logan Lucky, and he's in that, and he was really good in that.
It's gonna be if Channing Tatum was Pennywise. I'm gonna need at least 2 scenes where Pennywise takes his shirt off and does a nice little pole dance.
Oh god!
Like all of these actors who were mentioned, I would love to see. I would have loved to see how it is. I'm glad Bill Skarsgård is the one that got chosen, but I would love to see like how all these people had done in the role. Especially like
it's an interesting role.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially like Jim Carrey and Channing Tatum and Willem Dafoe. I would have loved to see how those guys did it.
I also read that. Did you guys see the parts in the movie where like both of Pennywise's eyes sort of like moved outward.
Yeah.
Or like.
Oh.
Apparently, that's not like.
He actually does it.
He actually can do that.
Yeah.
You read that too? That's crazy.
That's insane. That's so cool. And apparently he had like nightmares from playing this role, which I get it.
Just like Heath Ledger.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
I'd be afraid of him.
All right, so you guys, so the all the kids, I'm kind of moving into the like the news part of this now, but it was a good segue, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know how many. I don't know if we should do like a definite rating system. I think we should just do like an arbitrary one. Like I would give this movie one triangle formation of balloons.
I'm gonna give this 16 Georgie arms out of 16.
Oh god.
Oh, that's actually that reminds me of something. There's a part in the movie where at the end in the climactic battle where Pennywise is like changing into all of these kids' fears. I don't think any of those kids would be scared of those fears anymore. If they've been terrorized by this clown for this whole movie, which is I don't know maybe a week, like if they've been being terrorized, I think the only thing they would have been scared of is this clown.
I think what was interesting is that he turned into all of their fears, like after they faced after most of them faced their fears. Like he turned into Georgie, and Bill put the what's that thing called?
I don't even know what it is.
His head?
The gun thing.
Yeah, and then he turned into Bevy's dad after she knocked him out. Or
that was.
Killed him, whatever happened.
I don't say things out loud in movies much. Like usually I'll say it like just to the side to someone. When Bev bashed her father's head in, I actually shouted like yes! Like that was the one time that I like spoke out during besides the jump scare.
That was the jump scare. That was the one that I saw in the trailer. Like when she turned.
Oh, when he was there?
And like Pennywise appeared and grabbed her. That was the part in the trailers that like jumped me out of my shoes. Like that was the part I was from start to finish of that movie. Whenever Bevy stepped in that bathroom, I was just cringing.
Just waiting for it.
I was waiting for that part to happen. So when it happened, I'm kind of upset that I braced myself for it, but I'm kind of happy at the same time because I knew if I didn't see that part in the trailer, I probably would have walked out of the theater. That would have got me so bad. That would have got me so bad if I didn't see that.
There was
in the trailer
when Bev brought all the guys up to the bathroom to show the bathroom. Do you guys think they all saw the blood?
Like
the adults?
No, the kids. Like when all the kids went into the bathroom, do you think that they all saw the blood?
Yes.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
See, I thought so too until the scene afterwards where Richie was like you guys whatever something whatever. Richie was like, "Well, I didn't expect you guys to take 5 hours cleaning a bathroom, like scrubbing a bathroom." And then and then scrubbing a bathroom because Bev thinks she saw something or something along those lines. And then Bill said, "No, I saw something too. I saw Georgie." But so the reason I think like they didn't see the blood was because he said I saw the blood too. He said I saw something too. I saw Georgie. He wasn't like oh yeah, I saw all that blood too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? I don't know. Not really.
So if Richie was like, you guys spent 5 hours scrubbing a bathroom, what the hell? Me as any one of those other characters would have been like, dude, you should have seen it. It was covered in blood. But nobody said that. All Bill said was, I had also seen something, and what I saw was Georgie, instead of saying I saw the...
Oh, so you're saying like he didn't say he directly saw the blood?
Yeah, like, I don't think any of them saw the blood. I think just Bev did, and he was like, she's clearly seeing something right now. Let's just help her clean this up.
Well, there was another thing. I think Eddie was like in there, like freaking out the whole time, like hitting his inhaler and stuff. So I would think that would mean that he saw it, right? Yeah, because they went into the scene like Eddie, like when Eddie walked in the bathroom, he was talking about how most household infections occur in the bathroom.
Right.
I mean, like when she proposed the idea to wash it up to them, the whole time I was thinking, "Oh my god, this is going to be hilarious." Seeing Eddie react to all this blood in the bathroom, like he's going to freak out and it's going to be funny. And like he's there, like I don't know what he was like pumping like his inhaler. I don't know what else he was doing. I think that was all he was doing. He was just sitting there pumping his inhaler, like freaking out.
Yeah, like that's another thing. I feel like he would have like screamed and ran away. Like I think he was just scared about the bathroom in general. I don't know. But after the scene after the bath, like I had originally thought they all see the blood. That's how it is. Because in the original movie, they had straight up said, "Yeah, we see this too." But in this one they didn't. And then the scene afterwards, I was like, "Wait, did they see it? Did they all see the blood?" I don't know. That was just something I thought I'd ask you guys.
True.
So yeah, we all like the movie. Go see the movie if you haven't seen it yet. Yeah. It's phenomenal. It's really good. So I guess we'll move into the news now. So, actually, let me check. I meant to check this earlier. Get it open earlier. Okay, cool. So, estimated. This has gone up since I checked it. Today is the Sunday after it came out. By the way, everybody listening, it is estimated domestically, meaning in the U.S. It is estimated to make $117 million on a budget of $35 million. That's insane.
Is that a pretty high or low budget?
Oh, budget. That's a decent sized budget.
Yeah.
That's a decent
I know a lot of horror movies have really low budgets.
Yeah, like Avengers or something like that. That's like $100 million.
Yeah, especially the new Avengers are gonna be like.
But Deadpool, I think, was on a $900,000 budget or something like that, or a $9 million budget. Yeah, Deadpool's budget was abysmal.
I had like a feeling they were gonna pull a big, but what is it? What's it called when the money they make back from?
Profit.
Yeah, profit. Let's just say profit. I had a feeling they were gonna make a big profit off this. Was like the big, with all like the scary clown stuff going on Halloween and people dressing up as clowns and chasing people. And then when like I saw that like the critics actually loved this movie, which I didn't think they were going to at all. I didn't even think this movie was going to turn out good, and it was awesome. Like when I saw the critics loved it and the fans loved it, I was like, there is no possible way a sequel is not going. There's no possible way this movie is going to make an assload of money and a sequel is not.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is it was really. Oh god.
Yeah. Well, I knew this movie would get like a lot of like it's gonna make a lot of money because I heard just the day before the movie came out that when the trailer came out, it was actually like the most viewed video in the first 24 hours. Like I set a record for most views in 24 hours, and I was like, whoa.
I was really skeptical about this. I was like, not everything needs a remake. Not everything needs to happen. And then I watched the original movie and was like, this needs to be remade. And then it was remade, and it was amazing. Yeah,
like some remakes are kind of a bit too much, you know.
There was
they try too hard to be the old one.
No, RoboCop.
Amazing Spider-Man is a good example of that. I didn't really like that too much compared to the old ones.
I would agree. Oh my gosh, the Sam
with the new Spider-Man though.
Oh, so that's a topic for another day, Nick.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna get into something else.
What?
Yeah.
Anything? What?
No, it's kind of off topic. We're talking about like remakes now.
All right. I got you. I forgot where I was at. This is really good. Oh, there was a scene in the movie that was originally going to be in the movie, but it cost too much, and I'm glad it was cut. There's a scene, I guess referred to as the smoke hole scene, where all the kids discover the origin to Pennywise, and I'm glad that's not in the movie because I feel like that would have ruined it. Like I would rather Pennywise just be this creature, this just thing that is terrorizing these kids. It feeds off fear, like you understand it feeds off fear, but I don't need its whole origin of how it's like an elder god from outside of space and time and is lives out. Like I don't need all that. I feel like that ruins it.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
That would have made it boring.
It's like the Halloween remake, how they like went too much into like the story of Michael Myers.
Oh yeah,
it like made him less scary. It's like it's more scary when they're like when you don't know too much about where they came from.
The scariest thing is the unknown.
Yeah, just the mysterious part of it is can be one of the scariest parts of the whole character itself.
Like the Alien movies, you like the first Alien movie. You're watching it. There's this thing you don't know what it is. You don't know how it works. Nothing. It comes out. It's this giant jet black creature with these like teeth. It is this horrifying thing. And then you have Prometheus and Alien Covenant, and it tells you all about this character. And you're like, does it matter really? Does it really matter how this happened?
It's just for money.
No, I understand that, but at the same time, it's like everybody's like, oh, an Alien prequel's coming out. We're gonna learn about how the Xenomorph was created. Does it matter?
Do you really want to?
Like, I guess people do, but they're always let down because it's never as good as, like, it's never what the director can show you, what the writer and director can show you and tell you is never as good as what's in your head. Another reason why implied violence is so good, is so powerful. Like, in movies sometimes, you'll see, like, somebody will, like, raise an axe, and they'll start chopping, and you'll see blood splatter, like, off screen or whatever, and you can't see what is being chopped up. The reason why that's so effective is because you don't know what's happening to that person. Whatever you're imagining is happening to that person is so much worse than whatever they're going to show you.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything needs an origin. That's the moral of that story. Anyways, good news, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. Nick, if you didn't know this, how the original movie works is the first half of the movie is essentially all a flashback.
Oh.
And then the second half is all the kids come together as adults and stop it again.
Yeah.
So now, plans are officially moving forward for the sequel,
second one. Yes.
scheduled for 2019. And it's kind of surprising because usually, especially a studio like Warner Brothers, would have a plan to make this a franchise right out of the gate. But they didn't. They wanted to make sure it was a hit before they decided to do a sequel, which is amazing.
I'll just be back in like a minute or two.
Okay.
Sorry.
Bren, this is good news. The director and all the producers are back for the sequel.
I'm nervous about the sequel, man.
Why?
It's going to be... Because after seeing part 2 of just the original, and like how it just, in my opinion, just completely fell off from the first part, like, what do you think, like, of the second part?
I agree with you. Remember what I was telling you before this one came out? I was like, what I want this one to be is I want this one to be only the kids, have it focus just on the kids, nothing with the adults at all, and have it end with them all in a group, like, together, like, if this thing comes back, promise that we'll meet back to stop it. And that's exactly what happened.
Well, I just think it's part 2. It's just harder to execute in part 2 because, like, they're adults now and they already beat it when they were a kid. And when you're an adult, you know, in real life, when you're an adult, like, you're past your childhood fears and all of that. And I think it's just harder to, like, keep the scares up, I guess.
Actually, yeah, that's a great point.
It's just harder to execute, and I'm worried about what they're going to do with part 2. And I hope it doesn't take the same dive as it did in the miniseries.
I think another part that will probably help to that is it will be more faithful to the book and it won't be watered down like the miniseries was. Mm-hmm. Like, remember that scene that felt so out of place when Mike and Bill were riding the bike?
Yeah.
Remember how, like, ridiculous that was?
It made me happy, man. That was a happy
That
scene.
was so stupid and so goofy.
It was pointless, but it made me so happy.
Honestly, I kind of enjoyed it too. But at the same time, it's like that is so goofy. Like, that just does not fit.
I guess it was like another way of revisiting their childhood.
I guess.
And like,
and there's no dinner scene in the original in the book either, I think.
And it showed how, like, the bike, I guess, like, brought them together and, like, made them remember.
I suppose.
Like, their childhood and their friendship and everything.
What I'm really glad is that Pennywise wasn't killed by a nugget of silver.
Yeah. That fight was so interesting. Another thing that was so interesting about that was we actually saw it, like, change its form on screen. Like, we saw him change around so many times.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
Because, like, in the original, you would see, like, Pennywise, and it would, like for example, like, Ben,
Mhm.
how, like, they did the whole angle with, like, his dad died in, like, the war.
Oh, that's right.
And he was by the sewer, and, like, he saw his dad
Yep.
in front of, like, the sewer area. Like, it would show, like, his dad waving to him, and then it would cut to Ben's reaction.
And
like,
then,
reacting
it was
to his dad, I
Pennywise.
was surprised. And then it would cut
Right.
back to Pennywise. Like, it would never directly show us him changing, which I thought it was interesting how they, like, directly showed him changing.
Well, they had the ability to now.
Oh yeah, with like the
with CGI and all that. I don't think they could have in a '90s made-for-TV movie. Bill Skarsgård is back as Pennywise, which you may be like, yeah, duh, obviously, but apparently he originally wasn't planning on going back. Like he was.
That would have been,
what?
that would have been
Unfortunate.
weird for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I hate recastings in movies.
This
I don't know
it would be okay for this though. Like it would work for this because he's a shapeshifter, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, he could change forms and stuff.
But after seeing Bill Skarsgård's performance, I'm glad he's back for the sequel.
He did a great job with how, like, sort of childish he was, and how just unpredictable he was.
What did you think of
What
his voice in this?
He sounded like, I don't know, like, younger. Like, I think he sounded more like an actual clown than Tim Curry did, I guess, because Tim Curry had, like, that old,
The gravelly, like, hi Georgie, hi Georgie, want a balloon?
Like Tim Curry had, like, the old gravelly, like, old man voice, which I thought was pretty creepy.
So one thing, like, which I don't know if this is like if this was intentional or if this is just me overthinking it, but the lack of consistency in Pennywise's voice in this, because like if you notice, his voice like goes up and down and it changes pitches and it does like
weird.
And sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's like high, like he's like I can't even do it, but it was like unsettling to listen to his voice not be consistent.
Yeah, it was weird watching him like change it up. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like, which I think was really effective in how it all, how like it was effective in developing the character more.
Like it was interesting how, like, when he was first talking to Georgie, how his voice was like low.
Oh, it was so quiet and soft,
it was, like,
almost.
Low and then like when he's talking to the kids and he's like loud. I don't know. He did a good job changing it up.
And also, I love that his eyes like glowed in the low light.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like his eyes were like a flashlight type of glowing. It was kind of like just
like an omniscient,
like some
creepy.
just like some random light is shining on his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that is so fucking scary.
When his eyes like lit up when he was in the sewers.
Yeah.
And blood, like, it was like the blood or like dripped down his chin.
Oh, he drooled it. He drooled. Yeah, everything Pennywise did in this movie was so unnatural. It was horrifying. Like he's sitting there talking to Georgie, and like he's like drooling, but he's just letting himself drool. Like nobody fucking does that.
It was so creepy. That's all I can say.
I know it was,
but it looked so like natural. The way he did it, like, it just looked so natural, like, for his character.
And his bottom lip was enormous. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
His head was huge in this. That's the one thing I couldn't get over was how big Pennywise's head was.
He had a 5 head. That was...
Bro, he had like a 40 head. Are you kidding me? It was enormous.
That hairline.
Oh, one thing I really didn't like about Pennywise was the costume and how bland it was. It was just
I don't even like.
It's just like a white clown costume, like an off-white clown costume.
I like how they give Tim Curry like the clown shoes in the original. Right here, like clown shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Curry had the full on get up. But yeah, this one it was just kind of like a white. It was just like a white clown costume, which I guess works. But I just wish it was. I don't know. I wish it was a bit more color to it. Oh, and that scene where he's in the basement.
Hello.
Welcome back, Nick.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
What's up, man?
No, it's all
My
good.
dad got home and then he's like flipping out. He's like, "Why are you doing nothing with your day?" It's like, I'm recording a podcast. I'm doing a lot with my day. Thank you. So what are we talking about?
We were talking about just Penny. How so all the director and all the producers are back for the sequel. Bill Skarsgård is back as Pennywise, which you might be like, oh well, yeah, obviously, but he originally wasn't planning on coming back. So now I have all the kids in the movie were asked who they would want to play as their adult selves in the sequel. Oh, and also Brandon's speculations for like how he's kind of skeptical because in the TV miniseries, the second half was just kind of, it wasn't as intense as the first half, which I can understand. All right, anyways, so here is what each of the kids said wanted to play the adult version of their character in the sequel. You ready for this?
Sorry, I got interrupted again.
All right, so you ready for the kids' casting choices?
Okay.
All right, so Finn Wolfhard, who played Richie, said Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
Stefan from Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking.
Just for the record, all of these choices I'm about to read, I agree with all of them because they're all, I think, perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah, Bill Hader, I think, would be amazing. Sophia Lillis, I think is how you say it, who played Beverly, said Jessica Chastain, she was in Interstellar and The Martian.
Jessica Chastain.
She was the, like, what's her name? Murph. She was Murphy in Interstellar.
Is she a redhead though?
Yeah.
I mean,
even if she wasn't, you can still dye her hair.
oh yeah, well. Hey man, natural.
Anyways, perfect.
Sure.
I think perfect choice on that. Chosen Jacobs, who played Mike Hanlon, said Chadwick Boseman, who is the Black Panther.
Oh, I loved. Oh,
Wouldn't he be
Sure.
great?
he played. What was it? James Brown? He played.
Yes. Or
And,
was that him?
Was it James Brown?
Was it? I think yeah. In what was it called? What was the name of that movie called?
I don't know. He played James Brown. And
No, he played Jackie Robinson. Oh,
That's
get on
he
up.
played
Yeah,
both,
James
I
Brown.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chadwick Boseman, absolutely. I agree with that.
he's a great.
I think
actor.
the ages are a bit off, but honestly, I don't even care. Jack Dylan Grazer, who played Eddie, says Jake Gyllenhaal.
True.
Have you
Jake
guys?
Gyllenhaal.
Are you kidding me?
Well, no, I know who he is. I'm trying to picture him.
Prince of Persia. He was in Nightcrawler, End of Watch.
Southpaw, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
I know who he is.
Yep.
I'm just contemplating like what he would be like.
I think. Have you seen Nightcrawler, Brandon?
No,
You-
not yet. I know
I
it's
have.
like about a dude who takes pictures of stuff.
Videos, but
Oh.
oh my God, Jake Gyllenhaal. Every time Jake Gyllenhaal is on scene, you are like absolutely disgusted with everything that's going on because he is the he is the shittiest person on the planet in that movie. It's such a good, but it's crazy because he's the protagonist. It's insane. Anyways, Wyatt Olaf says that who played Stan says that Joseph Gordon-Levitt should play him, which again I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Do they kind of look similar?
Yeah, they do. All of these characters like kind of look similar. But-
Yeah, like I sort of. What was it? Bill Hader and
Finn Wolfhard,
what was it? The kid who played
Richie.
Richie, right?
Yeah. Next, Jeremy Ray Taylor, who played Ben, says Chris Pratt. Perfect.
I think some of these aren't gonna happen. just
No.
because they don't
This
have-
is
Oh no.
no. These I don't think any of these are gonna happen. But this is just like
Yeah.
when the kids were asked, who would you want to play your character's older version in the sequel?
Mhm.
Who would it be? So I'm just like listing these off. As what do you guys think of this?
It would be so interesting if like all of them came into a movie.
Can
like
you
that
imagine?
together.
But the only
Yeah,
the
like,
only
Happy was a lot
problem.
higher.
I think the only problem is like the ages are all over the place. They need to be like 40 years old in order to play these characters properly. And then the last one is Jaden Lieber, I think is how you say it. Played Bill, says Christian Bale. Absolutely.
Christian Bale.
Are you being serious right now?
No,
Dark
I
Knight.
told you. No, I'm not. I know who Christian Bale is. I don't know. I just say his name when I'm trying to picture him in the role. Okay, I know who Christian. Batman. Okay, I know who he is.
All right. Yeah, so I think those are all great choices, honestly.
True.
Well, I can see all of them. I don't know about Christian Bale. I don't know how I feel about Christian Bale.
That's fair. Have you seen American Psycho?
Bits and pieces, yeah.
It's the
He did a
weird.
great job
First
in
off,
that.
it's the weirdest movie I've seen, because I don't know why it was made. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to make it. Like, I don't know. It's a weird movie. But yeah, that's about it for all the It news. Do you guys want to hear some other movie news?
All right.
All right, so I separated this into different I'm going to skip over some just because I don't think we care as much. Especially Brian. I don't think Brian cares about anything we're about to talk about. But we got some Marvel movie news. Thor 3.
Oh, yes.
Thor 3. It's going
I've
to...
seen that trailer.
Yeah, it looks so fun. It's going to explain Thor and Jane's breakup, which I don't really care.
Yeah, me neither. I don't care.
Like I
Why
said,
did Thor cut his hair?
I don't... I feel like he was forced to.
Made me sad, man.
Well, there's gonna be a scene of him like strapped to a chair, and they're just gonna.
They're just going to buzz it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said earlier about origins, we don't need an explanation for everything. Just let it happen. Everyone's wanted a Planet Hulk movie for a long time.
It's not gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen. So the very early idea for Thor 3 was going to be a Planet Hulk movie, but with Thor instead of Hulk. Which, with that being said, kind of a good idea. I think it sounds pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Feige, the head of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, has said that Planet Hulk will be a waste of Mark Ruffalo's acting talent in favor of a CG character, which I think that's just a lame excuse to not make it, honestly, because it's all motion. It's all motion capture, so he's still acting in it. And then
that's true.
Mark Ruffalo said that Planet Hulk movie wouldn't make sense in the MCU. So what? Who cares? It doesn't have to be directly tied in. It can just be a movie that exists.
Mm-hmm.
I got some X-Men movie news now. X-Men: The Phoenix Force. Jennifer Lawrence returns as Mystique. She says, "For the fans." Have you seen the X-Men movies, the new ones?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of them overall?
I think they're good.
I'm not a fan of them.
I like Days of Future Past,
It's fine.
but
It has
the
its
Apocalypse
moments.
one was decent. You know,
Yeah.
it'd be better if they were part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I
Just
agree
saying.
completely, but that whole franchise is too fucked in its own timeline to be part
Yeah,
of the
sure.
Marvel Cinematic.
Actually, you know what? Let's talk about one set of superheroes that should be there completely.
Fantastic Four.
And, yes.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense why they still have them. 'cause
Sony
the remake was trash.
Sony already gave Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Give them Fantastic Four. You're still
Sure.
going to get money for it. Just let Marvel
Mhm.
do all the work.
Well, I heard that they would do it for a trade, and I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
Really, you're gonna
Sony-
trade?
Sony, stop. Please.
Yeah.
For the love of everything, just make game systems, please.
Yeah, but the X-Men movies they're all right, I guess. I heard Logan's good. I haven't seen it.
Logan's fucking insane. You need to see Logan.
Yeah, I already know what the ending is. 'Cause
Doesn't
someone
matter.
spoiled it,
Everyone knew
but-
what the ending was. You need to see the movie.
Yeah. But yeah,
Some X-Force news. Do you know what X-Force is?
it's like the teenage.
No. That's New Mutants,
Uh,
I believe. X-Force is like a special ops X-Men team. It's consisted of different characters throughout the years, but two of the main ones that people know are Deadpool and Cable, which they're going to be the front runners for an X-Force movie. Drew Goddard as writer-director, who has been the producer for The Defenders, Daredevil, 10 Cloverfield Lane, The Martian, and Lost. He's been a writer for The Defenders, Daredevil, Martian, World War Z, Cabin in the Woods, Lost, Buffy, Bad Times at El Royale, which is a movie that's coming out. And he's the director for Cabin in the Woods and Bad Times at El Royale. So cool. I'm good with it. He's been attached to pretty much all good projects so far. So, with the exception of a few that I haven't seen and a few that I'm not a huge fan of, but so far so good on that.
True. I feel like Deadpool 2 will be good though.
I hope to God Deadpool 2 will be Deadpool 2 will be good.
Because it sounds like to me they're doing like the same thing as the other one basically.
See,
Budget's higher, but
yeah, as much as that sounds like the best idea possible, you don't want to have just the same thing. Obviously,
yeah.
Budget, also a higher budget isn't always the best idea because, like I said, Deadpool had an abysmal budget. I think it was $9 million, which is tiny. That is nothing. Let's look this up right now. So all the creative decisions that had to be made in 85 million. I was very off. Which is 58 million, which is still nothing. Like all these creative decisions that had to be made because of the budget restraints gave us the movie that we have. And I don't know if just being able to spend money willy-nilly would have made the movie any better. So we'll see about how it goes. Who knows? You like DC Comics,
Yeah.
Nick?
Like the movies?
Do you like DC Comics, Nick?
I don't know.
How do you feel about Shazam?
I don't know. I don't really know too much about him other than he's like a big jack guy.
Okay, so Shazam essentially is this. So Billy Batson is this little boy who's is the purest of heart. He does everything for the right reason. He does everything if he believes it's right, he's going to do it. And then he was chosen by this wizard by the name of Shazam to be given the power of these 6 gods. And the whole dynamic of Shazam is that he has the power of literal gods, but he has the mind and attitude and thinking of a 10-year-old kid. And Shazam is cast as basically evil Shazam in that movie, Black Adam. So the director for Black Adam teases the possible plot to the movie. He posted a picture on Twitter with Shazam figures along with Talkie Tawny, which is a talking tiger, Mr. Atom, an evil robot, and Mr. Mind, an evil worm. It seems like a long shot, but the DC... Yeah, but, I mean, listen. The DCEU is looking to mix things up a bit. This could take the universe in a more eccentric direction, so that's cool. I mean, it's possible. They've certainly... Weirder decisions have been made. It's likely just for fun, which is unfortunate, but...
Yeah. Well, I already don't like what they're sort of doing with the Justice League movie by not having origin movies first, For Batman and
I'm okay with that. All right, here's the thing. I'm okay with that because everybody and their mother and grandmother and sister and sixth cousin twice removed knows Batman's origin. We don't need Batman's origin.
Yeah, but what about the other ones though?
The Flash, it's really easy to explain. I was struck by lightning. Boom. Oh, that's all you need. You in the Justice League, there's a scene with Barry. He's talking with his dad at a prison. You get his origin about how his mother was killed and his dad was framed for it. Cyborg, you're gonna get his where Aquaman's is pretty easy to explain.
No one cares about Aquaman's backstory.
He's the king of Atlantis. That's all you need.
We just want to stare at Jason Momoa the whole time.
We see the problem with an origin story. The problem with an origin movie is that it's a 2-hour-long movie of explaining why this character is, instead of going into the cool, awesome, fun stories all this character has, and just giving the audience the bullet points at the start of the movie. Aquaman, King of Atlantis. His father is human. His mother is Atlantean. He's technically the king of Atlantis, but there's a lot of dispute because he's not full Atlantean. That's all you need. That's it. That's all you need. Bullet points. 10-minute scene. That's all it takes.
True. You know what I think the best part of the movie is?
Of
of the Justice League movie, like one of the characters that
Oh.
one of the actors
What-
playing character. I
what?
think J.K. Simmons.
I love
As,
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just gonna imagine him as J. Jonah Jameson the whole movie.
All right, J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson is the best casting for any comic book character ever. Nobody
For
is
any
better
movie
than
of
that.
all time.
Robert Downey Jr. is not better as Iron Man. Chris Evans is not better as Captain America. Hugh Jackman is not better as Wolverine. They are all absolutely amazing in their each of those respective parts. J.K. Simmons is the best casting as J. Jonah Jameson for any comic book character ever.
Just the way he delivered lines and how like witty he was so.
How he
was so
literally
fun to watch.
was that character, and I know people
He
say
was
that
so
about
fun to
Robert
watch.
Downey Jr., but
Sure.
it is everything. Like, the Iron Man in the comics was changed slightly to fit Robert Downey Jr. more. J. Jonah Jameson just was J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, he was born for the role.
Sorry. J.K. Simmons. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's interchangeable, really. I messed up what I was
Yeah.
trying to say, but
J. Jonah Simmons.
J. Jonah Simmons. J. K. Jimmins. That was hard to say.
J.J. Jimmins.
J.J. Jimmins. You like Star Wars?
Yes, obviously.
I know, but I'm just like trying to segue.
Oh, okay. We're just gonna do it every single time we're talking about something else. Do you like this? No. Okay, we won't talk
All
about
right,
it.
then never mind. Forget it. All
No, it's okay. Let's talk about Star Wars.
right. So, what's Star Wars? What do you think of the Han Solo movie? Or just like your quick thoughts on it?
Yeah, it'll probably be good. 'Cause it's a Star Wars movie.
I hope so. There's a lot of stuff that's going on with like with directors being fired and whatever. But some cool news about this is we might be returning to a location from the original trilogy.
Oh,
I know. Ron Howard posted posted a picture on Twitter of a bar area. It might be the cantina back on Tatooine,
oh,
Mos Eisley, which would cool. All right, makes sense.
that'd be cool.
I don't think it's entirely
Yeah.
necessary, but I'm glad.
Twitcher.
I'm glad that the headline for this was might return to a location from the original trilogy. I'm glad that this is going to be all around the galaxy of places we haven't seen before. Is what that's implying.
Sure.
You ready for The Last Jedi, Nick?
For the last what?
The Last Jedi?
Okay.
And the last of our news. Brendan, are you ready for The Last Jedi?
Yeah, man, totally.
Wait. Can we talk about one more thing before we
Yeah, absolutely. Go
talk
for it.
about the last of the news?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the Venom movie? It's gonna be great.
I don't
Just
know.
joking.
I don't
It's
know.
gonna be
Honestly,
trash.
I'm like, I love Tom Hardy, and I can't wait for him to be in it. I can't wait for to.
Tom Hardy's gonna be in it.
Tom Hardy's playing Eddie Brock. I almost said Brock Eddie. Eddie Brock.
It's gonna be a good movie then. All right.
All right.
If Tom Hardy's in it, it's gonna be a good movie.
Okay.
All right?
Sure, but
I thought the It movie was gonna be trash, and I watched it. It was incredible. If Tom Hardy's in the movie, it's gonna be amazing.
Brendan,
Venom's gonna be
Brendan, are
crazy
you a Tom Hardy fan?
Yes.
I was hoping
No.
he was good as Bane.
he was fine. He was exactly what they wanted him to be as Bane.
Yeah, but here's the thing though about this movie is that he can't be in any other Marvel movie.
So
like,
here's the thing.
in a Spider-Man movie, like Spider-Man doesn't even exist
Well,
in his thing. which is
no.
stupid.
No, here's the thing. This movie takes place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's just separated. Like it's like what's happening between the three of us right now is not affecting anything that's happening at somebody in California. Nobody's right now. We're not affecting anything, but both things are still happening. They still take place in the same world, same country, blah, whatever. It's the same thing. These two movies are like they're in the same universe, but they're not directly tied into each other.
Yeah, but I heard that Venom's not even gonna be in any Spider-Man movie.
Which I think
ever.
I think is really dumb, but that's a different.
Yeah, and they're also keeping other characters like Black Cat or something. They're making a movie on that.
whatever.
I don't even know what they're trying
Sony
to
is
do.
Sony's just gonna
They're
screw
stupid.
themselves even more. Whatever.
Oh, and they're like, oh, we're not gonna use any of the villains that have already been used in movies before. So no Green Goblin, which I
Fine.
heard
Fine.
he's gonna be in the Venom movie.
Fine. Whatever. You don't need Green Goblin. We've had him enough.
True. I just feel like they would do a really good job with him in their universe thing there.
Oh, I think so too. But at the same time, he's super campy.
Yeah.
I mean, he says some pretty pretty dark moments in the comics, but he's more or less campy. Ready for some
True.
Last Jedi news?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I forget who said it, but it's going to be darker than it's going to be a darker movie, but it's still fun, which is exactly what I expected.
So like Empire Strikes Back.
Right, but I don't know if I would call that movie still fun.
Yeah.
That movie was just dark all around.
Yeah, true. Hands getting cut off.
Hands getting that's every movie.
I'm your
every Star
father.
Wars.
No.
Ryan Johnson, behind Brick, Looper, and episodes of Breaking Bad, is obviously he's behind it. If you didn't know, the trailer seems pretty ominous, so that's hinting towards a darker tone.
Yeah, like I didn't even understand what was going on in half the trailer.
Which is perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, because I'm not going to watch any of the other trailers.
You don't want especially with a movie like Star Wars, where I know, even if I'm on my deathbed, I am going to see that movie. I don't need a trailer.
Yeah, true.
Because usually in a 3-act structure, the second part is the second act is like the low point of the heroes, so that the third act they can build themselves back up and hoorah! Their last effort. Ryan Johnson has admitted parallels to Empire, but it will be more similar to The Force Awakens than it will be to Empire Strikes Back, which is perfect. Good. That's how it should be. John Boyega has stated it will be a darker film, but it won't be a dark film. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a quote from him. You want to hear a quote from him?
All right.
This is the second movie in the trilogy, so it's easy to draw parallels to Empire in terms of a darker feel. And we do dig into the characters. We're going to challenge them, and things are going to get tough for everybody. But I didn't want this to go too dark. One of the things I drew from JJ's film was a sense of fun and playfulness that as much as Star Wars as I Am Your Father. Like he wants it to be as playful, and he wants it to make as much as sense, and he wants it to be as Star Wars as possible. Good. I'm like, sorry, that was a quote from Ryan Johnson, not John Boyega. Good. Imagine these people who are like trying to make a living and trying to do something they love, and then they are handed their favorite thing in the world to work on.
True.
Perfect. Scott Ridley, stop making alien movies. Give it to someone who cares, please.
Oh. Oh. Shots.
Yeah, that's it.
Watch the Scott Ridley.
I'm excited for The Last Jedi.
Same here.
I'm really pumped. That's another movie we're probably just gonna review it immediately.
Yeah, no point in even trying to convince the other person, you know.
So Nick, I heard you like movies.
Yes.
Have I got a movie for you? I forgot to mention
Right.
that I'm also going to convince Nick to see a movie so we can talk about it next week.
All
Nick, I
right.
saw a movie called Logan Lucky. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. I don't know what it's about at all.
Oh.
Like, not even lying.
Cool.
I don't even know.
No, that's good.
I'm gonna
That's
help you-
exactly.
I'm gonna help Ian out. I'm gonna help you hype up this movie. So just drop facts and I'll.
Okay, I can't wait for this. So the movie's about two brothers, and they need to get some money.
You kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you, Brandon.
Oh shit! Keep going. Keep going.
So, Nick, a lot of the movies that I've seen recently have a darker tone. They're they're super dark and really depressing and kind of like intense. But this movie, it's just so much fun, man.
What?
Oh, yeah?
No, just watching this movie, I came out and was like, man, I really enjoyed that movie. Like, I am in a... It's not like it where, like, I enjoyed that movie, but it's also, like, it kind of messed with me through the movie. Like, this movie, I really enjoyed it, and I'm, like, ready to watch it just anytime. Like, hell yeah, let's watch this movie. It's great. It's really... No, Nick, like, it's a really, really good and really fun movie. And it's really silly, and it's really funny, too.
Is Logan Lucky the name of the main character in the movie?
No, Logan is the last name of the two main characters.
Okay. Oh, and then they get they get lucky.
You got it, dude. You got it. You don't even have to see the movie now. You pretty much got it.
Oh yeah.
No, but
I'm already buying tickets right now.
Oh, dude, hell yeah. So we'll talk about Logan Lucky next week, and then Nick will also see another movie and convince me to watch that one. But Brendan, thank you for coming on the show with us for the first episode.
Thank you for having me. First
You're
guest
welcome.
ever.
You're welcome.
I made history on this show. Show just started.
Oh yeah.
You know, hold the applause, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the first, as well as the best guest the show's going to have.
Yeah.
Has ever had.
Yeah.
Has ever had.
Has ever had is going to have. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be the best.
Intercontinental champion.
Intercontinental champion.
Anything you guys want to plug before we sign off?
I mean, hit me up on Instagram, Brandon_DEF. Follow my YouTube channel at. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we could put it in the description for you so you don't have to remember all the
true.
links.
Anything you want to plug, Nick?
Oh. No, I'm okay.
No? All right.
It was a
hit
good
me
first
up on.
episode.
It was, yeah.
Hit up my second Instagram account at Yotango Fan Club.
Oh God.
That
was you this whole time.
No, it was not me.
Oh, okay.
But that's a story for.
Wait, that's a real thing?
No, that's a real thing.
Oh my
You
god.
can search it up.
Oh my god.
for
I'll have to
Monday.
look that up in a second. Yeah, thank everybody for watching. This episode went on longer than I think any of us expected. Next episode should be a bit shorter, just because we'll only have 2 people on next episode, so we won't have as much to
And
say.
we talked about it for like 10 years.
We talked about it for a solid 40-50 minutes. Also, there's a lot more news than probably we'll have next week, because this is like everything I wanted to talk about since we've wanted to make this video pretty much.
Go see it in theaters. Wait, that's another thing. Go see it in theaters. Anyone who's watching this, please go see it in
yes,
theaters.
go see the.
As of right now, Sunday, September 10th, it is currently in theaters. Go watch it. It's a great movie. It's better than the original. It's fun. It's intense.
Anybody who says it's not better than the original, that's fine. You can say that, but you're wrong.
No, it's not fun. Fuck off. It's better than the original. Fuck off. You think otherwise. Your opinion's appreciated, but fuck off.
If you think this is, oh, that's good.
I'm not saying anyone's opinion is wrong, but your opinion is wrong. Fuck off.
Thank you, everybody, for watching this first episode of So I Heard You Like Movies. If you enjoyed, I have another podcast called So I Heard You Like Wrestling, where, guess what? I talk about wrestling with 2 of my good old friends. You can check that out. Link will be in the description. It's not these 2 good old friends, but it's 2 other friends. If you like this, it's similar, but we talk about wrestling.
Wait, is Josh on that?
No. It's Anthony and Justin.
Okay.
Josh might be on an episode one day.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll talk to you next time. For I don't know. Say bye, Nick.
Bye.
Say bye, Brendan.
Bye.
My name's Ian. Goodbye, everyone. Watch more movies.
Wait, my name's Brandon. Goodbye, everyone.